You're 17 years old, and you're worthless. At least that's what Japanese society tells you. Your family descended from butchers, people who handled dead animals during the feudal era. That stain never washes off. You can't get a normal job. Banks won't loan you money. Landlords won't rent to you. You're burakumin, part of an outcast class that technically doesn't exist anymore, but everyone still remembers. So when a man in an expensive suit approaches you outside a convenience store and offers you work, you don't ask questions. You just say yes. Level 1. Jun-kosei-in, the volunteer. They call you a trainee, but that's generous. You're not being trained for anything. You're an errand boy. You wake up at 6 and you don't stop until midnight. Maybe later. There's no salary. 0. You live with your girlfriend in a tiny apartment, or you sleep on a futon in the back of the office. The work is whatever they tell you to do. Drive this car across town. Pick up this package. Stand outside this building for 4 hours and watch who goes in and out. Deliver this envelope. Don't open it. Don't ask what's inside. The older members treat you like furniture. They don't learn your name for months. You bow when they enter a room. You pour drinks. You light cigarettes. You scrub toilets. One afternoon, you spend hours polishing shoes for a mid-level member who barely acknowledges you. This isn't an internship with a clear path forward. Some volunteers stay here for years. Some wash out in months because they can't handle the humiliation, the exhaustion, or the realization that organized crime is mostly degrading labor. But you notice things. The hierarchy is everything. There's an order to how people sit. An order to who speaks first, an order to who gets served tea before anyone else. The Yakuza call it the oyabun-kobun system, the father-child relationship, and it's more rigid than anything in corporate Japan. Your oyabun isn't just your boss, he's your parent. You owe him loyalty, obedience, your life if he asks for it. After 18 months, they tell you there's going to be a ceremony. You're being initiated. Level 2, kobun, the initiate. The ceremony happens in a private room that smells like incense and old wood. You kneel in seiza position, legs folded beneath you, back straight, knees throbbing. Senior members line the walls. Nobody smiles. This isn't a celebration. It's a contract. Your oyabun sits across from you. Grey hair slicked back. Missing part of his left pinky finger. That's how you know he's been in the life a long time. When you fail badly enough, you cut off your own finger and present it to your boss as apology. Yubitsume. Mistake, payment, survival. A sake cup is placed between you. Your oyabun pours a small amount into yours and more into his own. The symbolism is obvious. He's the parent. You're the child. He gives you only a portion of what he has. Then you drink from each other's cups. The sake tastes like nothing. You're too nervous to register flavour, but the moment it touches your lips, something changes. You're no longer a volunteer. You're kobun, your family, your Yakuza. And now you learn what that really means. The Yakuza isn't one organisation. It's a network of families within families within families. In the Yamaguchi-gumi, the largest syndicate, the structure runs upward through multiple layers. At the top sits the kumicho, the supreme boss, a man you'll probably never meet. Beneath him are the saiko kanbu, executive officers who run regions. Beneath them, the kanbu, officers who control cities and local operations. Then, the kumi-in, the rank-and-file soldiers. At the bottom where you just were, the jun-kosei-in, the volunteers still hoping to be chosen. But title is only part of it. Relationship matters more. If your oyabun is close to power, you are close to power. If he's distant, you stay distant too. In the Yakuza, proximity is rank. Your first assignment as kobun is simple. Stand outside a pachinko parlor in Osaka for 8 hours and make sure nobody causes problems. The parlor owner pays protection money. Your presence is the protection. You're not there to crack skulls. You're there to be seen. Black suit, slicked hair, hands folded in front of you. Most trouble disappears the moment people realize what you are. You're paid now. Barely. But it's something. And there are benefits. Respect from people who fear your family. Access to money when you need it. Protection if someone wants to hurt you. When you've spent your whole life being treated like garbage, belonging to a structure that has existed for generations means something. You're still collecting debts, running errands, attending meetings where you're not allowed to speak, but you're learning the code. Jingi, justice and duty, loyalty to your oyabun above everything. Respect the hierarchy, never betray the family, never cooperate with police, handle disputes internally. That's what lets you tell yourself you're something more than a thug in a suit. Level 3. Kyodai. The older brother. 3 years pass. You prove yourself reliable. You show up on time. You follow orders. You don't panic. Your oyabun notices. Another sake ceremony, smaller this time. You're not becoming an officer, but you're being elevated. You're given your own kobun. 3 younger members who now answer to you. That's how the structure expands. Layers upon layers. You're still a child to the man above you, but now you're a parent to the men below. This is the first taste of real authority. You start running a small gambling operation, illegal card games in the back rooms of restaurants. The restaurants pay for protection. The gamblers pay the house. The house pays you. You pass a cut upward. Your oyabun passes a cut upward. Everyone above him does the same. Money flows up. Orders flow down. And now you start seeing the fault lines, whispers about disputes between higher factions, tension inside the Yamaguchi-gumi after the 2015 unsplit that produced the Kobe Yamaguchi-gumi, betrayals, realignments, the kind of fracture that turns hierarchy into war. Your oyabun doesn't explain any of it directly, but you see the signs. More security, longer watches, weapons move quietly at night. You're 32 now, 15 years in. Your body shows it. Scars from fights that got out of hand, a limp from a broken leg that never healed right, more alcohol, less sleep. But you have status now. Small business owners greet you with nervous smiles. Younger men lower their eyes when you pass. For the first time in your life, people know your name and are afraid to say it casually. Then comes the meeting that changes everything. A dispute with a rival family over territory. One of your kobun fought one of theirs in a bar. Insults. Lost face. Your oyabun decides it has to be handled. Not with blood, not yet. With a meeting. You're chosen to accompany him because you're good at reading rooms, at sensing when a conversation is about to die. The meeting happens in a warehouse in Kobe. Neutral ground. 5 men from their family, 5 from yours. Everyone armed, everyone pretending not to be. The conversation is formal, measured, careful. Apologies are offered. Compensation is discussed. It looks like it might end peacefully. Then someone says the wrong thing. You don't even catch the words. You just see your oyabun's face change. You see the other oyabun reach for something. Then everything breaks. Guns out. Shots in the dark. Someone screaming. You dive behind a crate and fire at movement. Then silence. Then sirens. You make it back to a safe house. 3 of your people got out, 2 didn't. And something changes in you that night. The code, the honor, the family structure. It all feels thinner now. You killed another Yakuza. Another man following orders. Another man loyal to his oyabun the way you're loyal to yours. The only real difference was which family claimed him first. Level 4. Kanbu. The officer. You keep working, you keep collecting, you keep managing your men, but now you understand what this level really is. Not glamour, not prestige, containment. An officer doesn't just earn money, he absorbs risk. He manages crews, territory, disputes, payments, and the emotions of the men under him. He also becomes visible to rivals, to police, to his own superiors who now expect results instead of obedience. By the time you reach this level, the Yakuza is already shrinking. In the 1960s, the syndicates had more than 184,000 members. By 2024, fewer than 19,000 remained. The average age climbed into the 50s. Young recruits stopped coming. Banks wouldn't do business with known members. Landlords wouldn't rent to them. You couldn't easily get a phone contract, a credit card, or a normal life. The romanticism died. The restrictions didn't. So now you're climbing inside a machine that's already decaying. Your oyabun dies of cancer. You attend the funeral. Sack, incense, black suits, formal condolences. His son takes over, but the son doesn't have the father's gravity. Your kobun start leaving, one vanishes, another gets a legitimate job. Money dries up because the businesses you once protected don't need protection the way they used to. The police, the laws, and modern Japan have boxed the Yakuza into a smaller and smaller corner. At the top of the syndicate sits the kumicho. In the Yamaguchi-gumi, that has meant men like Kenichi Shinoda, the kind of leader who once commanded a system stretching across Japan. But even the top has changed. In 2025, the organization formally pledged to end internal fighting and reduce conflict. Reform on paper, surrender underneath paper. That's the truth of the upper ranks now. The closer you get to the top, the more you realize you're not inheriting an empire. You're inheriting its decline. Level 5, Kumicho, the crime boss. This is the summit. The supreme boss, the patriarch. The final authority above every sake ceremony, every debt collection, every beating, every apology, sealed with blood or missing fingers. From the outside, this looks like total power. Men bow when you enter a room. Entire regions answer to your decisions. Money rises toward you from gambling, extortion, prostitution, construction, entertainment, whatever still survives. For decades, the kumicho was one of the most feared men in Japan. But now, even this rank is haunted. The syndicates are aging out. The code still exists, but fewer people believe in it. The tattoos remain. The rituals remain. The pinky fingers, the sake cups, the father-child language. But the world around them has moved on. What used to feel permanent now feels ceremonial. What used to feel like power now feels like maintenance. You're 47, sitting alone in a small apartment, staring at the remains of a system you gave your life to. The tattoos across your back make you unemployable anywhere else. The organization is dying, but it still owns you. You killed for it, bled for it, sacrificed your future for it. And in return, it gave you status, fear, scars, and a set of rituals that made criminality feel like belonging. Maybe that was always the real trick. Not the money, not the violence, not even the hierarchy. The trick was giving outcasts a structure so rigid, so ceremonial, so absolute that they could mistake obedience for family and exploitation for honor. The Yakuza will probably be gone within a generation. The kumicho knows it. The police know it. You know it. What remains are aging men with fading tattoos and missing fingers clinging to a code built for a world that no longer exists. And maybe that's the final truth of the ladder. At the bottom, it offers belonging. In the middle, it offers status. At the top, it offers control. But all the way through, it is still a machine that feeds on the people who need it most. You entered because society told you that you were nothing. You stayed because the family told you that you mattered. And by the time you finally understand the difference, your life is already gone.